back to Desire to Inspire. It's your mama's favorite podcast. Last episode of the season.
Sad.
Fred is a marathoner.
Let's go.
And I'm excited not to stop recording, but to end a season.
Yep.
I'm looking really forward to what this next season has in store. I'm getting real amped up about it.
I'm going to take that a step further and say, not only am I excited for what this next season of the podcast has in store, but I'm excited to see what this next season of life has in store. And we'll kind of go into it, but this year we've taken on some pretty big, what are they called? Feats, or what's that one word I'm thinking of? Very, very big. Yeah, feats.
Yeah, feats is definitely a word.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to say. Both physically, we've went through really big life changes by getting engaged and stuff like that. We both technically started new jobs this year. I know I started mine the end of 2024.
So did I. I guess I got promoted this year though.
Yeah.
Technically. So yeah.
And so we really got ingrained out of training programs, and it's now hey, prove yourself in these roles. Yeah. And then not only that, we have big life things coming up next year: weddings, bachelor parties, business, so many different things of just where this next season is going to take us. And so I'm excited to take everything that we've learned over the last 4 years of 3 years of being in Charlotte and kind of getting the grips of life and really settling down in our foundation and what is important to us, both as individuals and as collaborators, building something and going after a dream. It's gonna be cool, man. Yeah,
I feel like I've hinted at it before, and I just feel like we're both catching fire at the same time right now. I feel like work is going well for both of us. There's not a lot of outside stress of oh shit, I need to perform here, I need to do this, or there's nothing really, obviously weddings, but it's in motion. There's nothing that you can do. In that season of life, you're just planning a wedding. It is what it is.
Yep.
But everything else is okay, now is the time for us to really go all in and focus on us. And we're both just dialed into it, I think, on a personal side and collectively.
Yep.
Where it's okay, this is the time to just shut up and put in the work.
Yeah. It's one thing where I'm not going to, in the next season and the next things that we're doing, I'm not going to be I know we've touched on this before. No, fuck that. Get used to it. Get ready to hear it, because it's going to come 10 times fold, because we figured out that what we preach about, what we talk about, actually yields result. It actually yields traction. It actually yields dreams coming true. And so, again, it's just hammering that home. But, dude, I think back to this journey of life, of DTI, of jobs, of all these things, and it is just so important to do the fucking fundamentals and the little things day in and day out and just watch them compound. I used to stress about sales and how am I going to talk to this person? How am I going to do this? What about these objections? Now I don't even think about that stuff because I've done it so long. Same thing with working out and endurance, or with fucking eating healthy. When you know what you have to do, just fucking do it. And if you don't do it and it's not yielding what you want, don't bitch about it. Just either change it or keep living the life you are, because you subconsciously and consciously know your actions dictate what's going to happen. And so I'm just excited to really just, now that we have taken this crumbled piece of paper and ironed out the corners in the beginning for it to stick, and now we keep going through the motions of just ironing that out. And going through the motions is discipline, it's habits, it's making sure that you're staying consistent, it's all of those things. And now this paper's kind of ironed out, and it's all right, buddies, let's go. We got the launching pad now. And so it's cool. And that's what I want everybody to take away when they hear us talk. It's not that we're perfect. It's not that we know exactly what we're doing. We've tried, we failed. We've tried, we've succeeded. We've failed again, we succeeded. And so now the vision and mission is just so clear of okay, cool, let's keep going. And that's in every realm. That's not just business. It's every realm of life. And that's why we've gotten to the stage that we're at now. And to think that it's only going to continue to get better is crazy.
Yeah. I feel like going through the motions has a negative thing. But that's literally what it comes down to, just doing the same boring, monotonous thing over and over and over until it's, because you're right, we're not perfect, but we're consistent as fuck. And we've publicly been consistent as fuck now for 4, 5 years. And we are nowhere near where we want to be or where we're capable of being. But it's taken that consistency to be like, okay, this is actually like isn't the path that we're going. And like the fact that like it's all aligning at the right time is just like a testament to put in the work, trust in the process. Like the plan is going to happen the way the plan's supposed to happen. And I think that 26, people say this every year. I actually haven't heard a lot of people saying it this year, but I think 26 is going to be a huge fucking year for us.
Yeah. It's like taking life and treating it like a job. When you go into work, you know you have deadlines, you know you have objectives, you know you have things that you have to check off daily. That's why there's traction. That's why you succeed. And so in life, there's nobody holding you capable or accountable to go after your dreams, to go after your motivations, to go after your desires in life, like whatever it is. And so you have to be really diligent and you have to treat it almost like work in order to see that traction. And so when you half-ass things, you're going to get half-ass results. But then when you start putting more time and attention into it, it's going to yield more and more and more. And you're going to figure out answers of life. And so it's just, some people can say like, oh, we're not where we want to be, this and that. But like we're where we need to be right now. And we've done all of this the way we have to be at this moment right now. And how are we going to capitalize on it more? How are we going to dive into it more? How are we going to make a bigger impact? And then just keep going. Yeah. And so that's the way I look at it is like, you know what? Yeah, I'd like to be fucking way bigger and I'd like to this and I'd like to make a bigger impact. But it's like, we've yielded the results because of the work that we've put in. So now
there's still an impact being made. Like,
yeah.
That's the thing is like this year more than ever, I feel like we've got to see the impact happening. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, we know, but I feel like more people have been vocal and just can't. And I think that comes with the consistency. Nobody's going to tell you in the first 6 months, 12 months even, like, hey, dude, like what you're doing is helping with this and that. But now we're to a point where it's like, it's undeniable. People can see it. And whether you want to see it or not, it's not avoidable anymore.
Yep.
It's like these guys aren't shutting up about what they're doing. They're showing up every single day doing it. And even if like the goal changes or the plan changes, like they're just shifting a little bit and continuing to show that same discipline and consistency.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. But I mean, we're going to have some things coming in 26. I mean, we can talk on these couple things of just what we want to do for the quarters. But we finally want to bring back we'll call it DTI merch, but take a whole different approach to it. And so every quarter we're going to drop something. That's what we want to do. So I'm going to manifest this now to hold us accountable. DTI is going to hopefully come out with its first service and product. We'll put it that way. I know that we offer a service right now, but we'll leave it at that. DTI is going to have their own service and product. And then not only that, I think that we're going to really start incorporating a lot more from the outside to the inside. So that way this mission and brand can get heard a lot more. What are you got any little manifestations or things you want to put out there of what 26 will be without?
No, like I don't even know which product you're referring to yet, which is a good thing because we have a lot of things in the works, but I just genuinely believe that 2026 is going to change our lives forever. Mm-hmm. And that's the only manifestation I think I need right now is like just because we've seen time and time again, shit can change like quick. So I don't want to like it. Yes, we have very solid plans on what's coming, but I just firmly believe that things are going to change and they're going to change fast.
Sponsored time. You guys know the deal. Here at DTI, we want to help people live a healthier, happier lifestyle. We're excited to partner with First Form because their mission is to impact one person's life a day. First Form gives us the capabilities to help you guys reach and achieve the goals you set forth. Utilize First Form through their supplement or their merchandise to live a more active lifestyle, putting yourself first and prioritizing the things that are important. Try First Form today with the link below. Back to the show. Hell yeah, baby. I literally got goosebumps all over my body when you said that. But it's cool. And first and foremost, too, like, appreciate everybody that's tuned in, whether 100%. It was in the beginning, whether it's right now, whether this is your first episode. Go back and listen because DTI is all about bringing and bridging the gap between mental and physical health. And that looks different for every single person. And so as Dylan said in the beginning of this episode, like, I can classify myself as a marathon finisher now, which we'll
Yeah.
definitely get in and talk to. But when we talk about doing these races, like Dylan trying to go sub 3 in Chicago and then turning around and doing this marathon with me, when we talk about the Ironman 70.3s or the Spartan races we did, all of those seem very daunting, dark, and like just so far-fetched for some people. And we don't want you to hear that message and get turned off. The main thing is just establishing those habits day in and day out. And this will get more dialed in on what I'm talking about when we talk about this marathon. But the one thing that I want to point out is like, it doesn't take long. With that consistency and those habits that you put in place, you can do it. I was reflecting and doing like a little visualization of just like, what has my running journey been like? Like, how was I able to complete 26.2 miles with
26.6?
yeah, that fucking signs. But how was I able to complete that when literally less than 4 years ago, I couldn't even run 3 miles without stopping? Dylan couldn't get me to go out on a run without bitching about it. And so like I look at that journey, and to some people it's like 4 years. But dude, I'm 31 years old. 4 years, and that is such a small, and I'm only going to get older. And so it just goes to show that like when you put in those reps, it compounds on each other. And when you're doing something hard, you have to learn to embrace that and appreciate it because it's teaching you something. And so when I couldn't run 3 miles, I remember texting you and Tone in a group chat about how bad my knees hurt, this and that. Well, then I started doing the exercises, and then I started running a little more, and then this happened, and then I started doing this. And so it's weird to just see how that evolution has evolved. And it's solely because of the people that I surround myself with. And so that's why I like the story that I posted the other day, which a longer version of that will be coming out. But it's just like the appreciation that I have for you. And I could classify and bring in so many other people, but just focusing on us right now, like, dude, I would have never started down this running journey if I didn't have you influencing me, or like even having you as that person to like look up to and be like, damn, look what he's doing. It never even crossed my mind to run. I hated it. I'm only working out. And now we just fucking crossed the finish line last weekend at the Charlotte Marathon, which I will say might be one of the hardest marathons. And I don't know what all the marathon races look like, but those fucking hills.
It's 100% the hardest one that I've ran. This was my 6th one. Granted, I ran Charlotte twice. Different course. But both times Charlotte was the hardest one.
So we can take a step back. I don't know if you have questions or how you want to go into this, but I know it's going to be a big topic of this episode. And so I just want to make sure we cover it because, again, don't look at the 26.6 miles that we ran as like what we're telling you have to do. Just listen and picture this journey and whatever you're going through in life. Remember what I just said. 4 years ago, I was not able to run 3 miles without hurting, without in pain, without walking. And I ran 26.2 miles without stopping. Thanks to him.
Yeah. I actually don't have like a ton of questions.
I
actually have no questions planned, if we're being honest. And I think that a big part of that comes from, I was with you the entire time, aside from 1 mile. But yeah, like it's different when you're running side by side with somebody. This was probably like the most fun marathon I've had. It was just very different marathon for me. But first and foremost, incredibly proud of you. Like, what you're saying about like not being able to run 3 miles and coming here is, I don't care if it takes 10 years to get there. Like, that is not a small feat at all. And you did not have a traditional training block whatsoever.
No.
And you talked to me kind of after the race, which we're definitely going to dive into this part, about like you were in the struggle towards the end of it there. And so I think that it's easy to go through training and you peaked out at 18 miles, like, that's just 8 more miles. Like, it's fine. And it sounds so small, but like when you're in it, it's not that easy.
No.
And even like with the energy and all that. So I'll let you speak to like the race in general, and I'm sure I'm going to have questions from there, but I was alongside you the whole time. So it's kind of hard for me to like separate myself because I kind of saw everything going on, whether we talked about it in the moment or not. Like, you can kind of feel what somebody's going through, but I'll let you kind of take it where you want to go because this is your race.
Cool. Yeah, so we'll rewind to the beginning of this year. So the end of 2024, I bought a bike. That was far too much money that I needed to spend. And did we go to Do Hard Things this year or last year?
Last fall.
It
was about a year ago.
Okay. So about a year ago, Dylan and I went to the Do Hard Things conference. And there is a lot of people in the endurance space that is involved in that community, but they push the same thing of just like health and wellness and utilizing it to go after your dreams, ambitions. Great group of people.
And a lot of them started in the same mindset as you, though, where they were not going to ever do endurance.
Because some of them were in strongman, others of them were just lifting, like a solid crew of people. Dylan had went to this 3 years ago. Him and I went to it 2 years ago. And I will say that it was probably one of the pivotal things that happened in life where my mind like shifted for some reason. And so during the Do Hard Things conference, there's people giving keynote speeches, there's breakout sessions, there's all these things where you get to meet and interact with people that think and act like we do, but just in their own perspective and realm. And so we got to spend the time at the Do Hard Things conference just hearing a bunch of stuff, soaking it in, listening. And it was those speeches where I was like, man, like maybe I can do more. Maybe I can be more. And it was right before that conference when I bought this bike because I hated running.
Oh, you bought the bike before?
I believe I did. I believe I bought it right before.
Okay.
Because that's when Ryan was giving a speech. And then afterwards you were like, you didn't buy that bike for no reason. Talk to Ryan and sign up. And so
You're right.
I bought the bike. Which this is actually crazy that this is how it happened. So I bought the bike.
It's actually insane that you spent that much money on a bicycle without anything in mind.
I bought it because I hated running. So I was like, I want to do more endurance. So I'm going to buy a bike because I like riding bikes. And so I bought this bike to go out there and just get some sort of endurance in. Dylan, in the back of his head, was like, he didn't buy this bike for no fucking reason for this much money. And so after we heard Ryan, who was my coach for the Ironman, talk, he was like, you need to go and speak to Ryan and talk to him about doing an Ironman. And I was like, dude, you're out of your mind. I'm not doing an Ironman.
I had already planted seeds, and Ryan said that too. I said, hey, whether he comes up to you or not, like you need to find time to talk to Fred.
And so for a few months, I'm getting outreach. People are messaging me. And then all of a sudden, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to sign up for a 70.3. Don't know why I did it. But again, I'm a firm believer, especially after this weekend, that who you surround yourself with will push you in the direction that you want to go in life. If you are surrounded by people that run, you will be a runner. If you're surrounded by people that smoke, you will be a smoker. If you're surrounded by people that are depressed, you will be depressed. I'm going to keep going. If you're surrounded by people that are fat, you will be fat. If you're surrounded by people that are stagnant and complacent in life, that's what you will do. You are a product of your environment. You're a product of those you surround yourself with. And if I didn't surround myself with people like Dylan, who are involved in a community like Do Hard Things, and we'll say tribal because Ryan started it from Do Hard Things, with Mike, with Matt, like all of these different people in this community, I would have never seen that light. I would have never seen that avenue or perspective of life to then be able to jump into and then go after. And so Ryan had finally convinced me, or just had powerful enough conversations with me, that I was like, fuck it, I'm going to sign up for this Ironman 70.3. And my training for that was extremely dialed outside of the swim. The swim was so intimidating for me that like even the thought of going to the water, I was like, I can't do that. And so that part of it took me a while to like gain the confidence. But again, through being around Ryan and his team and everybody in his community, it's like, dude, everybody's here to make you better. Help
I'm
you
still
out.
so pissed you didn't get the swim.
Yeah, me too. And so, which I think that would have taught me the most lessons out of it, even though I took a lot out of it. But going back to it, traveling for work a ton, doing all these different things, ended up doing a very good training block for that and did it in May of this year. And so after I finished that Ironman, I was like, all right, cool. I can go back to weightlifting. And so all I was doing was resistance training. I still have only touched my bike one time since that race. But in August, I'm
going to make you touch it soon because I'm going to need some film.
I got you. In August, I was like, you know what? I got to lace up the shoes. I love the feeling that I was having when I was going out and running. There's just something about it. Typically, I don't go out with headphones. There will be occasions where I wear headphones, but I like going out there and just soaking in God's medicine, enjoying my thought process that go on, letting them wander, letting them bring in the good, bad, and ugly, and just kind of like vetting out what life is throwing at me during that run. And then on top of that, you get the fresh air, you get the sunlight, you're challenging yourself physically. Some runs are way harder than others, even though a 3-mile run should be easier than an 8-mile run. Sometimes the 8s are easier than the 3, and it just blows my mind how it can change all of the time. And so during August, I did a mile every single day in hopes to get that like charisma or that spark, that excitement back around endurance. And you know when you light a candle and you think it's lit and then it just smokes, never catches flame? That's exactly what it was doing for me. Like, that's the best analogy I can use to let people know how I was feeling during August when I was running those miles. It was like I kept trying to light the candle, but that motherfucker would never stay lit, and it would just fizzle out and fizzle out. And so I don't know how I went from August to signing up for this marathon, but my work, since we're a Charlotte-based company, opens up enrollment for the Charlotte Marathon, half marathon, or the Chick-fil-A 5K that they do during this race. And I was in the office, and I know that we had bounced back the ideas. I know Tone was like, you want to do it? You want to do it? So I was like, oh, maybe. And then I went into work, and they had the paper there. And instead of being like, oh, I'll sign up next time I'm in office, I was like, fuck it. Signed up for it. So now I was like, all right, well, we got to start training for this thing. I wouldn't say we really started training for it. We did get more consistent, and we were putting in more reps and miles, but I was probably at, 25-30% of the volume that I should have been doing.
Yeah. I mean, it was more so by the time that we started training, it was more like, okay, look, we just have to make sure we hit these long runs so that you're like mentally prepared to go that distance. Because I think that physically you could have done it no matter what if you just maintained like 20 miles a week. Like, I think you could do it. It just wouldn't have been enjoyable. Not that it was necessarily enjoyable at all. But, yeah, you were very low on what training volume should be.
Yeah. The furthest I had done prior to this was a half marathon. And then during prep, I got back from Ohio on a Saturday, went and ran on a Sunday, did 16 miles. Then the next week, I did 18 with Dylan at like an 8:32 pace or something like that, and felt great. So I was like, oh, dude, I got this in the fucking bag. 18 miles, like, we're there. And the whole time I'm doing this, like, my mom, Lo, Amanda, pretty much everyone around me is like, you're really doing a marathon? Like, yeah, I'm doing a fucking marathon. They're like, why aren't you talking about it? Why aren't you, like, publicizing? Why aren't you running more? And I was like, yeah, I got this. It's going to be fine. And they're like, what do you mean it's going to be fine? Like, 26 miles isn't a short distance. And I'm like, mind over matter, I guess. I was like, I did 18 the other day. I'll be good. And so race day gets here, and all the way, like, the whole week leading up to race day, I got asked every single day, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 times throughout the week, you're really running a marathon? I'm like, yes, I'm fucking running a marathon. I'm like, what do you guys want me to say? No, I backed out. And this is where I have to give Dylan his first kudos, is because if you guys can remember 3 or 4 episodes ago, I had asked him, hey, do you think that I should pull out of this, use this entry for next year where I can actually train for it? And Dylan pretty much was like, fuck no, like, you're running this marathon. And so I was like, all right, cool, we're doing this thing. And so the marathon gets here, and the morning of, feeling good, really excited for it. I was like, I got this in the bag. I've ran 18 miles before. No shit, I can do 26.2. So we line up, and Dylan asked me, we're doing this for fun, right? I'm like, yeah, we're doing this for fun, dude. We're going to have a great time. Pulls out his camera. All right, guys, blah, blah. We're doing this for fun. 2 things of Fireball. I'm like, what the fuck? So we take a shot of Fireball each in the beginning, and then we take our ketone IQ. So I'm like, all right, well, we're getting into this thing. And as we're running, I'm feeling good through 13. Pretty easy. The one hill that I remembered in the half marathon was so much fucking easier this time than 2 years ago, which was insane to me because that hill almost killed me during that half marathon.
We were chilling to that point, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we were just cruising. Time was dropping down. Like, we were under 9s for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It was just nice, casual day with the boys.
Yeah. And the vibes were high, like electric. It really is a good crowd at the at the Charlotte Marathon. Their medals could be a little different.
Hot different.
But so we're cruising, and we get to where the split off of the half and the full go. And we get up to this table, and there was a table of beer shots and margarita shots. So Dylan and I looked at each other, and we're like, you want a margarita? I was like, fuck yeah. So we go up there, and the guy's like, yeah, we got margaritas, we got beer. We're like, hell yeah, we'll take a margarita. Oh my God. It was a straight shot of tequila with a splash of margarita mix in it. And so then we get up to the split, we take the full, and we're going, and we go down under an overpass, and my body probably elevated 25 degrees in heat afterwards. I was so hot for like a short little stint because that tequila just hit. And so
it was horrible.
It was awful. So we continue to run, and I think it was like mile 14 is when the like inclines just started to happen. And so 14 through 17 were like just steady inclines like this.
Also horrible.
My quads were on fire, but we were still cooking.
Yeah.
Like we were moving. And so in my head, I was like, all right, my quads feel it, but like I'm good. Like I'm not struggling at all. My mindset's good. My body feels good. But like these inclines can be over. And so we get to 18. It kind of flattens out a little bit. And then we finished 19 at a 8:53 or 8:51 pace. Saw the twins, and I was like, we're doing good, baby. Like, we feel good. We just ran an 8:51 mile. And, like, truly we were. Like, we were still cooking. 20, we go back, and now it's a flat route. 21, it's going down. 22 going down. And then 23 came. And it was like the devil talking to me.
Dude, I'll be honest. From, like, 22 on, I was struggling. My feet have never hurt like this in a marathon, but I was like, you can't say anything because if you start to show signs of weakness,
no,
he's going to show signs of weakness. I was like, you just shut the fuck up and you keep on running. You keep this inside.
I did not know.
Optic Nerve was our very first sponsor here at the Desire to Inspire podcast, and it's still one that we are pumped to be partnered up with today. I was linked up with them when I was living in Colorado. They are owned and operated out of Vail, and all of their products get tested in the mountains, so you know that it's built for an active lifestyle. Freddie and I rock these things all the time. They are made with planet-friendly materials from recycled plastics to natural wood, and every pair comes with a lifetime warranty. So, I mean, what are you really doing? Hit the link in our bio, support DTI, support Octave Nerve, look fly doing it. Whether you're just out enjoying a nice stroll or getting active, Optic Nerve has got your back. So go to opticnerve.com and use code DTI for 20% off your order today. That's opticnerve.com, code DTI.
We got to 23. I remember seeing it because you had to like round this little thing, and they were playing the most god-awful music. It was almost like devil music, bro. Like, honestly,
I don't know
that
one word that they said, bro.
Like, the thoughts going on in my head matched some music.
You were like, I hate this music.
It was awful. And I feel like I looked at the girl that was the DJ, and she was in all black. So
I don't even remember looking at her.
It honestly matches the way I felt. And like, you would have thought the demons were just sitting there like parading me like, yeah, fucking stop. We're going to get in your head. And then I look at the DJ, and she's up there bopping in all black. I'm like, oh my God. And so like 23, you go up the road a little bit, and then you turn back down to go onto the greenway. And 23 to like 25.87, I was, we'll call it 26 because the course was 0.60 more. I was in the pain cave, like really bad. If I was solo, I would have started walking. I know I would have crossed the finish line, but I definitely would not have ran the entire time.
That last hill, like last real hill, sucked, and it's where we met up with Autumn. And the fact that they were halfway up that hill, I was like, why are y'all doing this to me right now?
Yeah.
I got to stop here, chug this beer, and now continue to go up this hill. And I was hoping that we were just going to walk up the hill, and you were like, come on, we got to start running. I'm like, fuck, dude.
Yep.
I just want to walk.
They had IPAs, and she looks at me. She's like, you want one? I was like, fuck no. I literally was like,
I didn't want it either.
Fuck no.
But I was like, they came out here just to give me this beer. I have to do this now. I have no choice.
I was like, if I take a sip of that, I will just fall over and probably not move anymore. And so on my watch, I was mapping it out, and I was like, we can still probably hit under 4 if we like continue to run. Our bib time and my watch time was off by like 3 minutes and something seconds. And so whether my watch was right or the chip time was right, I have no idea, because my tracker was like messed up during it, I guess. But regardless, like if we wouldn't have stopped to use the restroom to talk to those people, we would have been under 4 hours. I have full confidence that we would have been. And
there was multiple times, like if we were really going for a time, we never would have like stopped even when we saw the twins.
Yeah.
Like you stopped to get food, like snacks, whatever. Like you would have just been like, no, I'm going to take everything I need with me.
Yep.
I'm not going to stop for anything.
Yeah, because every time we saw the twins, which was like 5 or 6 times, they killed it on like spectating. We stopped, gave Lo a hug, kiss. She gave me some gummy bears and brought me a Coke because I told her to, because that was what like saved me in the Ironman. So I was like, oh, have a little bit, swig it when I see her. So we stopped probably like 7 to 10 times total.
Yeah,
not like long
good
stops,
amount of time. But I mean, you add up 20 seconds here and there, like it adds up.
Yeah.
The first bathroom, honestly, is probably a minute.
Yeah, that one was long.
And that was like 2 miles in because I was about to piss my pants.
Yeah. So we were making good time. Again, we were getting to the 26-mile marker, and there was a guy, and he cracked a can, and he's like, water. And I was like, is it actually water? He's like, yeah. Took it, felt the can. It was so fucking cold. Took a swig of it. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And at this point, like, rewind 3 miles back, so 23, Dylan's like, come on, bro, we only got 3.5 miles left. Come on, bro, we only got 3 miles left.
I actually started it at like 21 because it's my favorite distance, dude. 5 miles to go.
You did. And so he keeps saying the distance, and in my head, I'm like, if he fucking says the distance one more goddamn time, I'm going to go crazy. And so there was a point where, like, I didn't say a single word. Even when he was talking, which I needed to, like, fuel me, I wouldn't say nothing back. And I think he caught on because he got quiet around, like, 24 and a half, 25.
Not dying, but, like, dude, I had never worn these shoes at this distance, and they were destroying my feet.
Told you they cause back pains.
Don't.
Somebody else knows. And so he hands me this water, and I'm like, oh my God, this feels amazing. So immediately I take this thing, fucking dump it down my back. I'm like, oh, dump it down my front, dump it over my head. And
I was 2 seconds away from being like, yo, let me hit that. And he's just dumping it on his whole body. I'm like, never mind, dude. No water for me.
Just took that bitch and fucking gave myself a cold shower. And it was one of the reasons I finished so strong, because after I did that,
immediately you started singing and dancing.
Yeah.
To the music.
That guy could not have been playing a better fucking song.
I don't even remember what it was.
What the hell was it? Hold on. Oh my
God. I'd
God.
be impressed if you pulled it out. But you immediately just started singing for like the next 4 minutes straight.
Yeah, because that dude was playing a great ass fucking song on the DJ mix set, and then that water just shocked my body back into it. And I looked at my watch and I was like, let's go. We're at 26. Y'all, I'm telling you, every single mile marker just kept getting further away. In the beginning, it was off by like 0.09. Then it was off by like 0.15. By the end of the race, it was off by 0.60 or 0.40 something. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I had so much beef with these mile markers because they were so far off.
It's every race. Like, you're never going to avoid that. You're going to be somewhere between like 26.35 and 27. It always changes.
So we did the water, heard the music, and we finished strong. And in the middle of the race, Dylan's like, at the finish line, do you want to like stop and just like sprint it? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then we talked about something else, and he was like, no, jump on my back. I was like, I'm gonna jump on your back, and then we can say that you figuratively and literally carried me across the finish line. And so we got to 10 yards, 15 yards out from the finish line. He looks at me. I'm like, let's do it. And so I jump on his back, and I'm not joking. The entire tunnel that we were running through,
dude, it went
erupted.
Crazy.
They erupted.
Oh, this is cool. I felt like, I don't know what I felt like, but it was just everybody was cheering, and I knew it was only for us. There was really nobody else around, which is rare because I always have people fucking up my finish line photos. Which they still haven't posted these.
I know.
I keep checking back. I'm like, where are these? I've even been checking the marathon Instagram because I'm like, how are you not going to post this one, dude?
Yeah. And so we cross the finish line, and I'm on his back like, yeah, let's fucking go. And every single camera person that was on the other side of the finish line came over to us. They're recording us. They're taking pictures. and it was fucking electric. So Dylan throws me off of his back, and my feet are obviously so weak that like they were curled under because I went to brace.
I would have felt so bad if you went down.
and I just smacked the tops of my toes, and I was like, oh God. But the PR bell was right there. I got a really good video that I'll probably post from Dylan of me ringing that, because anything would have been a PR. But it was cool, man. Being in that environment and being around just like that much energy, it can help carry you to that finish line, even if you have to walk during the race, like you have to. But I was just very proud of the effort that I gave, because my stretch goal was 4 hours. My I'll be happy is anything between 4 hours and 4 hours and 30 minutes. And we fucking did it, man. We fucking did it.
We did. I think that you could easily do under 4. Mm-hmm. Like, even like that day, I think it was possible. We're just my fault, kind of fucking around.
No, that was a mindset that we went into. I did not want to take it serious. I didn't want to be like, I need this time. Like, we were solely there for the vibes and energy. Yeah. And
being like our hometown race too, is like you see so many more people on the course that you know.
Yeah.
And it makes it a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah, I wish I would have got that video when you saw those one guys at the break off between the full and half, because that was electric.
Dude, they fired me up right there. Fernando Watson came out like, let's go, dude.
So it was good, but like I think the main moral of the story that I like have taken away from this is it's truly just surrounding yourself with good fucking people and people that'll push you and motivate you. Because again, whether it was you running the race with me or the people that were texting me or the people that were there spectating, like all of those things play a factor in it. And when you have people around you that meet buckets and areas of the things that you're going after, you truly do become what you want to be in life.
Yeah, I think that I am guilty of like taking for granted the community that we have, especially like after talking about like do hard things. Like we talk about like we see like Matt, Austin, Peyton, all those guys in their group now. Like we see Tribal over here. Like we see Mike and his guys in India. Mm-hmm. I'm like, it's easy to be like, damn, like that'd be dope to be able to like do this with all those guys. I'm like, we actually have that.
Yeah.
And we do it. It's just like, which I'm sure it's the same way for them. Like it just becomes your normal. Like you don't think about it like that anymore. It's like, oh, like this is just what we do.
Yep.
But it's the same exact thing. There's probably other people looking like, damn, I wish I had somebody who would just come run my first marathon with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really cool to like be in that place and be able to step back and see it in the moment. Be like, damn, like this is gonna be one of those memories. It's like, fuck, dude, like that was a great day. Like that was an awesome time. Like you're never gonna have that again.
Yeah, yeah, it was. And the way we did it was so right. Like if we would have put the pressure of the time and all that, like it wouldn't have been fun. The way we did it, like, I don't know about you, but I truly had like a really good time.
Me too.
And I finished this and I didn't have the thought of like, I'm never going to fucking do this again. Because I remember, and I've been thinking back to a conversation that me, you, and Tone have had. And you guys were like, I think marathon prep's a lot harder than Ironman prep and this and that. But I want to say that's bullshit, because they're not the same at all. But I also think that they're so far different that you can't compare them.
Yeah.
And so that's, I think, the reality or like the moral of that story kind of came to grips for me, because I got to see both of them. And like, okay, I didn't do a traditional marathon training block. Like you could argue that stuff. But I will say my body felt way worse after the marathon than it did after the Ironman. And I think it's just because it was that same movement compound over and over again where it wasn't on the bike. But like during the event, the Ironman was way harder than the marathon.
You got to fuel way harder.
Yeah, you got to fuel harder, and there's so many different elements. Like, dude, I remember my stomach was upside down for that 70.3 for 40 miles of the bike ride, like almost the entire thing. And so even trying to fuel and stuff, I kept cramping, all these different things. And so they're two different beasts. They're two different things to go after, and both challenging in their respective ways. And so I'm glad that I got to see both of them, and I am kind of like in awe that I did that in the same year, like the Ironman.
Yeah,
and this.
That's awesome. Like to knock them out and be like, all right, now like I know I'm capable of it. And I'm making it a point to not be like, would you ever do it again, or like what's next? Because I think it's a nice time to chill.
Yeah,
like you don't need to put anything on the calendar, which we've also talked about. But you definitely need to stay somewhat endurance shape because I'm gonna need some pacers still.
Yeah.
And so like I think like that's gonna be cool. Is like now like the same way that after the Ironman you wanted to just go to lifting. Now like you can still kind of toy that line and play with both.
Yep.
And you know you can do it now.
Yeah.
But 100%. 10-mile increments for my pacers.
Yeah.
I need
please.
everybody to be on fresh legs because I'm not going to be in the right headspace there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, I will say, and again, I'm not saying anything other than this, but when I finished that, and then when I was thinking later that night and even like into, we'll say today, I haven't been like, I'm never doing one of those again. Where like after the Ironman, I was like, I'm never doing that again. Like it was cool experience. It sucks I didn't get to swim in, but like, I don't have the drive or passion to do another one of those. It was really cool, and again, it could change, but I didn't think those or have those thoughts after the marathon, so that kind of makes me happy as well.
I feel like to compete in Ironman, it's a bigger like life lift. Like you have to do so many more things. Like you have to tailor your whole life around it. Like even on a long run day, you can like just knock it out and be done. Like I feel like you can run at night a lot easier than you can, but not at night, but like in the dark, then you can ride in the dark. So like there's different challenges to it, I guess. But yeah, I don't ever want to do that either.
Yeah. So I'll be excited to see where the endurance journey goes. Probably take this week to just kind of reflect and do things, maybe get a couple miles in, but was already back in the gym today and back to my 5 a.m. grind, because I will say like throughout this 5 a.m. started becoming 5:30 and then 6 and then 5:30 and then 6:15. And so what I'm doing now is like, now you win the mornings, you like the mornings, like stick with them. And when I was waking up at 6:15, I was still doing my morning routines and all that stuff. Right. But now it's going into 8:30, and I don't like that. Like I like to have the breaks of things, and I pride myself on when I do this thing, I do this. When I do this, I do this, knowing that like things can change and you got to like fill things in every so often. But there's just something special about the mornings. Like sitting on the couch this morning, I was like, I have to do these things for DTI and I need to get them done. So I sat on the couch instead of going right to the gym. But again, still got my workout in. It was just reverse order where I didn't do the gym, then DTI. I did DTI, then the gym. And so now through the end of the year and going into next year, like I just want to get super dialed, waking up again, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, knocking shit out, being diligent about it, and just keeping this progress moving. Because I finally feel like the marathon, it brought that back. It was never gone. But again, why was I waking up at 5:30 versus 5? Why was I waking up at 5 versus 4:30? Like I love those times. And so it's got me back in that headspace, and now it's just strategizing and doing all the things that we talk about and using that time in the mornings to be diligent about it, to be intentional, to be direct, so that way I can check this, and just keep going. So it's cool. It's cool. People, you got to do hard things, man. It sounds fucking lame to some people that aren't doing stuff right now, but man, when you do this stuff, you see a different you. You see the you that you always want to be. You don't see the you that's you when you're hungover. You don't see the you that's you when you're in silent by yourself thinking and having all these thoughts. You don't see the you that you used to question back in the day. Like you see you for who you are and what you can be and what you can achieve and overcome. And then it helps with everything that's happened in the past. When you do hard things, you stop stressing about the stuff that went on in your childhood. You stop stressing about the things that your parents did to you or the pressure they put on you and things of that. Like you forget about all that shit because it's all lessons learned. And it's that saying that I fucking love. It is what it is. At the end of the day, life is what it fucking is. How are you going to approach it? How are you going to take it? And how are you going to make sure that what you do is for you every single day that you wake up, every single minute? When you focus on you and you take care of yourself first, then you can take care of all those other buckets. So you're not being selfish. You're not being greedy. You're not being all this stuff. You're able to go and do the things that you want to because you're focusing on the thing that matters most. But when we just stay complacent, and it's like, oh, I'll have this drink during the evening. I'll have this drink over the weekend. I'll have this shitty meal. I'll sleep in. Oh, I won't have a morning routine. Oh, I won't work out. All of that stuff is just pulling you down to make sure that the stuff that happened previously keeps shining light. But when you can start challenging yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, professionally, spiritually, dude, life fucking changes. And you see it for a whole different perspective. And now the stuff that you dwell on because you're being lazy, you're being complacent, you're being all these things, it's just a glimpse in the past. It's made you better. It didn't make you worse. And so you just start seeing life from a different perspective, and that's the important part of these things. And this is why we do it, is because it teaches you so many fucking lessons about life and about yourself that can keep driving you forward to go after those dreams, goals, aspirations that you have.
Yeah. I don't really have anything else to add there. Congrats on finishing.
Thank you.
Congrats on 180 episodes.
That's crazy.
Insane to say. And season 3 is coming soon, man.
Season 3 is coming soon. That is a wraps for the DTI Pod Season 2. You guys, we will be back in a short time. We will still be posting content on YouTube, on social media. So continue to follow that. Let us know what you would like to see next season, how we can get better, things we can do differently. But we're just going to keep learning, developing, and growing, baby, because that's all we have in life.
Mm-hmm.
So we are signing off, not for the last time, but for the final time in Season 2, and we will be back in a short while. Much love. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the support. And it's just up from here, baby. So join us. Get with it or get gone. It's on.
Peace.